I'm Bitter Steve, and I've got something special for you today. We're going to unbox a sci-fi themed cocktail kit, make 3 unique cocktails including the Carbost, and talk about the new film from Zack Snyder, Rebel Moon. Years ago, I watched this scene in a remake of a zombie film with a ridiculously amazing intro, wondering, who does this director think he is? Now, 20 years later, I'm unboxing a cocktail kit designed after a drink in the bar of a sci-fi space opera from an original story themed after a Kurosawa film.
Carbost.
Let's start by unboxing the kit. Let's unbox the Rebel Moon cocktail kit. The box itself, it's a little flimsy, did not survive the trip, but this faceplate is actually pretty cool. Right on top, we've got our recipe guide. We've also got this interesting little language card, I guess. The booze, they've given us Johnny Walker, Tanqueray, let me find a better gin, vodka. This is a rare thing here, because I never have vodka. And some sweet vermouth. They actually did put real fruit in here. This doesn't look too bad. We've got 2 cans in here. This is a Lambrusco, this is a sparkling Italian wine, and then I guess this is just orange juice in a can. Okay. Cherry cinnamon syrup. Harvest wheat syrup, it's made out of a beer. I'm actually very curious about this one. It's got cinnamon and allspice dram in it. And the Imperial Elixir. There are 3 cocktails on the list, though I only saw one in the movie, in a bar scene where the female lead is the badass that can handle her liquor, and the male character winces at the burn and needs to be protected from a creepy perv. This is funny, because I actually know Zack Snyder. And I don't mean that we're best friends and hang out for the holidays, but our kids went to the same school for a year or 2. And for most of that time, I called him Brett. And it wasn't until much later that we were officially introduced. Let's check out the Carbost. That's nice. I don't mix with scotch very often. I'm always afraid it'll be too overpowering, but it blends in quite nicely. The cinnamon and the cherry meld with the citrus. You know what all the ingredients are, but together it creates something unique. The second cocktail is the Weltish Offering, which uses vodka and this harvest wheat syrup, which contains wheat beer, cinnamon, anise, allspice, orange, and clove. This sounds amazing, just like the visuals in Rebel Moon. I've always considered film to be pop art, and Zack's team creates stunning and unique images, each like a framed painting in a museum. And look at that swirl. I was convinced he was using a vintage lens like a Helios or a Biotar. And apparently he used a special creation that's part modern and part vintage to achieve this look. This is pleasant, but it seems like we've watered down the syrup with vodka, and then again with club soda, so it has an alcoholic Perrier feel to it. So I made my own version. The Velt 75 with cognac and champagne. There it is. With a base spirit that loves spices and that crisp, dry champagne, this is an interesting cocktail worthy of the farmers of Veld. The last cocktail is the Motherworld, a swizzle of gin, imperium syrup, and Lambrusco, a sparkling Italian red wine. So I'm going to do two of these at once, because I don't want to do anything too crazy, because the Harvest wheat syrup ended up being really mild. And even though the imperium syrup contains hibiscus, clove, grapefruit peel, and wormwood, I worry that I may overpower it. So why two versions? Tanqueray is a powerful gin, and a mild syrup just won't stand up to it at all. So I'm bringing out Jardin d'été, which I believe will complement the syrup rather than fight against it. I live in LA and don't normally care about celebrities, but meeting Zack was one of my fanboy moments. Some of his films are my favorite of all time, and I kept this in my car for months until I ran into him again for an autograph. So far I've enjoyed the film. The visuals are off the chart, fight scenes are Zack Snyder-rific. My only concern is with character development. Since this is based on Kurosawa's Seven Samurai, there are already quite a few rebel gunslingers whose entire personality rests in the absolutely cool and clever scene that introduces them. Whether it's the sneaky revenge beast handler or the Jedi that regrets killing that mother even though it was evil because it was a spider, I'm worried that they are all just fodder to keep the plot going and their inevitable deaths will be sidelined because of their minimal emotional development. We've already lost one, quite heroically mind you, and I couldn't have cared less. So we've got two movies and two cocktails. Even though the second movie won't be out for a while, that shouldn't stop us from testing both of these. So let's check out Motherworld and what I'm calling Motherworld 2 Electric Boogaloo. Wow, that juniper hits you in the face like Atticus Kane hit that farmer. This one is a lot more accessible, more mellow. The botanicals work well with the syrup and the wine. Sometimes it's a simple choice that elevates your cocktail experience. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'd hate for you to miss my next video. I've roasted bell peppers and soaked them in Campari. It's out of this world. See you next time.